Everything started when a 12-year-old kid received an acoustic guitar as a gift. Inspired by the grunge sound of Nirvana, Azwi began learning guitar while listening to the music of Kurt Cobain. During the 90s, when Malay rock songs filled the airwaves, his interest in music grew stronger day by day. What began as curiosity slowly turned into a deep passion that followed him from school all the way to university. While studying at university, Azwi formed his first band together with Lan and Bob. They spent countless hours jamming in studios around Alor Setar, playing cover songs from Metallica, Nirvana, and XPDC. Those early sessions were the foundation of what would later become a much bigger journey. In 2001, at a time when the indie gig scene and underground music community in Malaysia were thriving, Azwi formed a new band called Predicate Not Defined, PND, together with Amy on drums and Juan on bass. During this time, the band began exploring heavier sounds and broader influences. They jammed songs by bands like Betrayer, Langsire, Silkanaz, Iron Maiden, and Pantera, while also starting to write their own material. Their first gig at Blue Planet in Kuala Lumpur marked the beginning of many live performances to come. From 2003 to 2005, PND became very active in the underground gig scene, performing across Malaysia including Penang, Ipoh, Sabah, Sarawak, Johor, Malacca, Kelantan, Terengganu, and Kuala Lumpur. Around 2002, the band released their first demo titled Beginning, featuring 4 experimental fusion metal tracks. The demo received great feedback and helped the band gain wider recognition. During that era, PND was also very active on MySpace, which helped them reach listeners outside Malaysia. In 2004, they performed their first show in Singapore at an Iron Maiden tribute gig, and even received an invitation to perform in Bangkok for the Thailand Metal Fest. As time went on, the band experienced some lineup changes. Juan eventually left and was replaced by Adi and Sham. Despite these changes, PND continued moving forward and released their debut album, The Story Remains the Same. The album featured 10 songs that explored different experimental metal styles, blending progressive extreme metal with elements of traditional Malaysian music such as joget and keroncong. This idea was inspired by local bands like Promo and Butterfingers, who had experimented with cultural elements in their music. The album was recorded at Retrax Recording Studio in Alor Setar with help from Azim of the band Heriot. It sold out and received strong reviews from local music magazines such as ROTW and Concert, while also reaching fans in Thailand, Indonesia, and Singapore. As members came and went, the band kept pushing forward. PND later introduced a female vocalist, Hilda, bringing a fresh and unique dynamic to their music. Around the same time, Ru and Owen contributed on drums, while Zach joined as lead guitarist replacing Pian. The band continued performing at gigs across peninsular Malaysia while writing new songs for their next chapter. In 2010, PND released their next album, Fear, Forgotten, and Regret. The album contained 10 songs that moved their sound into a progressive metalcore fusion direction. It was self-produced by the band, with influences ranging from Death, Pantera, Metallica, and Cynic to the legendary Malaysian icon P. Ramlee. The album was mostly recorded in a home studio, while Hilda's vocals were recorded at Pian Studio in Lunes, Kedah. The release was well received and led to many performances including Ignite Fest, Kelantan Metal Army, and various gigs in Kuala Lumpur. Hilda's presence gave the band a strong identity and unique stage presence, bringing in more invitations to perform. Building on that momentum, PND joined forces with bands like Winkin' Delirium and Madame, supported by the label The Four Horsemen (TFHM), to organize the Dredging the Sludge tour. The tour brought them across Johor, Malacca, Penang, Ipoh, and finally Kuala Lumpur. Everything about the tour was done DIY, from promotion and logistics to accommodation and transportation, making it an unforgettable experience for everyone involved. Soon after, PND expanded their journey beyond Malaysia with a tour in Indonesia under TFHM, performing in cities such as Jakarta, Bekasi, Batam, and Yogyakarta. The tour introduced their music to new audiences and gave the band valuable cultural experiences. The Indonesian metal community left a strong impression and inspired PND to continue pushing their creative boundaries. Their next adventure took them to the Philippines, where they performed around Manila and nearby regions. There they connected with the local metal community and shared stages with many talented bands. After this tour, Hilda left the band, leaving Azwi, Adi, Zach, and Owen to carry on the journey. By 2012, Predicate Not Defined had become known across Malaysia and parts of Asia as a distinctive progressive experimental metal band, supported by music magazines like ROTW and Charisma, while continuing to perform across the region. Towards the end of 2016, PND released another album titled Cosmosis Indulgence. Fully produced and recorded by the band in their own home studio, the album was a conceptual work exploring progressive metal fusion. It blended heavy metal, progressive, psychedelic, and classic rock elements together with traditional Malay influences such as joget and karankong. At that time, the lineup consisted of Azwi, Iskandar, Fauzi, and Damak. The album received very positive reviews for its unique sound and became a defining trademark of PND's musical identity. Although the band became slightly less active in live gigs, they continued releasing music videos including Juvenile and Thermodynamics on YouTube. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit between 2020 and 2024, most band activities had to stop. Instead of slowing down creatively, PND used the time to write new material. During this period, they released a metal version of the classic song Musabah by Sweet Charity, featuring Tam from Blind Tribe. The release received positive feedback from blogs such as Music Addict and Dissecting the Euphony. In 2023, PND released the EP Stronger Than Ever, which contains 7 tracks including the Musabah cover. According to Azwi, the music on this EP took a more direct and aggressive approach, leaning towards death metal with less progressive experimentation. The EP received mixed but interesting feedback from local music blogs. Several songs including Intelligent Strive, Insulted, and Cognitive Resonance were also released as music videos on YouTube. Over the years, Predicate Not Defined has successfully introduced its music to the Malaysian and Asian metal communities. The band is known for its progressive metal experimental fusion sound, a style that may not be easy for everyone to digest, but offers something unique for listeners who enjoy complex and adventurous music. Many people have supported PND throughout this long journey, including Abang Ram from ROTW, Majala Concert, gig organizers, Saifil, Y2K, Harris from Winkin' Delirium, record labels, distributors, fellow bands, friends, and fans who have stood by them since the beginning. As the journey continues, Predicate Not Defined plans to release one final record as a tribute and legacy for everyone who has supported the band through the years.